2006 Evo 9. Much like Jasmine, the Evo 8 I drove, this is, well, no joke. This belongs to my friend named Marcus, and much like James, he doesn't want me to reveal the details of this Evo. I guess it's just one of those things where Evo brethren stick with each other and keep secrets, which is kind of mean, but we'll just go with that. Today I'm in Maryland, took a nice little road trip up here to drive this lovely little car, and it was built by an awesome shop known as House of Power. House of Power is really, really reputable with their builds and their tunes and everything, and they're pretty reliable. And especially once you get to this horsepower range of a whole 375 horsepower, it has to be reliable, right? The good thing is Jasmine, the Evo 8 I drove, it was not boost by gear. Now boost by gear, what that does, it limits the power with each gear in a nutshell. And so you're not spinning all four tires, which to some people they like it. It gives them a thrill and that kind of thing. But if your goal is just speed and speed alone and traction, this is definitely the better option. You can drop it into almost any gear and you're just gone. You're instantly going. You don't have to worry about the all-wheel drive just going all over the place. What's funny is that Marcus used to own a Coyote Mustang just like me. And it was all motor and it was amazing. It was almost a perfect all-motor platform and it ran 10s. So that's very impressive. In order to stop street racing, he got an Evo as a daily. And then somebody from Michigan came down and saw his Mustang and sold it, and then the money kind of went towards this. And that didn't really help that much, obviously. Because now we're in a very, very, I guess you could say, miles per gallon car. It's on E85. Then one fateful day, somebody called him out with an Evo, and he finally just said, all right, I'll bring it, and I'll 60-foot the shit out of you, and just, you know, I'll listen to smooth jazz while I do it. And then the legend started of the KennyG Evo. That's why his license plate says KennyG, because every time he takes another car on his list, he was listening to that smooth jazz. To give you kind of a ballpark perspective, since Marcus doesn't want me to reveal the setup of the car, because it's kind of a little local legend, he kind of wants to keep it that nice little secret, and he just tells everybody it's 370 wheel horsepower. It ran a 10.7, so just put that in perspective. Alright, so let's hear some smooth jazz. I'd much rather hear that than a freaking saxophone. That blow-off valve is atrocious. It's like KennyG has to stop playing, he just has to sneeze. It's like, just wait, then I have to shift into the next gear and I'll start my solo again. You'd think with this car that, you know, with this kind of power, it would be spinning all over the place, but like I said before, the boost by gear keeps it in control, and it just builds as it goes. It doesn't have as high as a red line as a lot of, you know, very intense Evos. Like a lot of them go to 9 or above, but this goes to around 8, 8500-ish, and so it's a lot more usable. A lot of the other Evos, if you want to, you know, use on the street, you just really can't do it, because by the time you get into that pull sensation, you're already just going stupid fast. With this, you can just kind of get into it and just enjoy it. I guess you could say this one's a lot more user-friendly, and it's kind of like Nessa in a way, the Evo 10 I drove, but just faster. It's much more confidence-inspiring, and it just stays on the ground. Underpass! And then, like, after you do it, you're like, oh, I'm fine. I got the speed out of my system. I'm just gonna cruise the rest of the day. This is a 5-speed. Unlike a lot of modern cars today, it's not a 6-speed. So there is a little bit of drone. But honestly, with a car like this, it's just expected. The drone is just comes with the package. But it's so worth it. In a highway pull scenario, the magic gear in this car is second gear. With a lot of cars nowadays, it's that third or the fourth gear. Kind of like that STI I drove last week. The third gear was the magic gear. In this, it's second gear. With all the power going to the wheels, like I said before, you'd think it would be kind of sketchy, but it just goes. The boost by gear is just so ideal. It's definitely what you would want in a car like this. Even in fifth gear, you get a lot of the turbo spool sound. Let's just kind of roll into it. It's great. That Zach. Another thing about this is that it has these racing seats, and as you guys know, I'm not the tallest dude on the block, and this seat is locked down, so I kind of have to gangster lean as I do this review. At least I'm not like doing the wrist over the wheel or anything, but once I've gotten comfortable, I kind of got in the hang of it, so it's not so bad. But at first I was kind of like hoping, or not hoping, that I would slip the clutch or anything. The passenger seat as well has Recaros too, and you would think with the lightweight kind of seat that it would be uncomfortable, but it's pretty comfortable. I was surprised. And little second. Second gear is magic gear. Okay, like I just did that around kind of a bend. It wasn't an extreme bend, but it was a bend nonetheless. And if I did that in Jasmine, I would be in a tree. Dang, okay, first gear is pretty crazy too. But what's great is the tires are nothing special. They're just summer tires. It's not like they're slicks or Hoosiers or anything like that. It just hooks and goes, and that's kind of nice when you don't have to deal with slicks or radials. Another good thing, see, I just left that light and it was easy. Other clutches I've been experiencing lately, you have to rev them up to just crazy amounts of revs just to get them to move. With this, it feels much more, I know it's crazy of me to say this, but it's much more like if you were driving a stock Evo or a stock car. The clutch is very easy. It's just the right firmness. Like, you know, in some cars, it's like, it's really light or it's too heavy. This is almost the perfect balance. And going back with the subject of these Recaros, if you haven't noticed yet, there's no back seat. It's pretty much, I wouldn't say fully gutted, but it's gutted a little bit. The door panels are still here, which is great. All your window switches and all that is still here. Radio is still here. All the little luxuries that you would want in a street car. I want to get next to this van and just be like, I used to drag race back here in high school. Unlike what you would think I would do with this car, I'm driving it around town right now. And it's easy. And listen to that. You don't even have to go fast. Wait. Just gonna... How can you argue with that? It's so good. I'm not gonna... Hopefully I won't scare this minivan too much, but I'm just gonna rev it. Got the little blow-off sound. That's all I wanted. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this little fiasco in the KennyG Evo. I had a good time. I hope you guys did too. I want to thank Marcus so much for letting me come up here and drive his Evo. I know it's no easy task letting somebody drive a car like this. Thank you so much for watching, and take it easy. I'll see you next time.